Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, a place where dreams take flight, with authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives and meaningful conversations, where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV. Download our app, USA Global TV. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. Thanks to our founder and executive producer, Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang from Cloud Road Music. Voiceover artist Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. USA Global TV and Radio. Your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited.
Hello and welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where we provide world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Our show today is A Woman's Prerogative in partnership with E360 TV. Our topic today is Behind the Mask, Finding Authenticity in Modern Friendships. I'm Caroline HEWARD. I'm absolutely thrilled and honoured to be representing Dr. Jacqueline as your host for USA Global TV and Radio's flagship show, A Woman's Prerogative. I'm a TV presenter, resident therapist for USA Global TV and Radio, and I am also a Talking Heads expert, and I have a show once monthly on the last Thursday of the month. A very warm welcome to our loyal viewers and friends, and for our friends at E360 TV. Hello to all of our friends on our usual social media platforms: YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and X. Before I go into the show, I want to share with you some exciting news, and that is that Dr. Jacqueline, who is the founder and the president and chief listening officer and executive producer of USA Global TV and Radio, is in the presence, and she has been awarded the coveted YouTube Silver Creator Award for achieving over 100,000 YouTube subscribers. She has over 105,000 YouTube subscribers on the channel that has won the award, and over 35,000 YouTube subscribers on the second channel. She has 2 LinkedIn channels, 6 Facebook channels, 2 Instagram channels, TikTok, X, Amazon, and much more. It is distributed, our shows are distributed by E360 TV, as this one is, the Zizzle TV, where we are on Roku, Apple, and around 50 plus channels. It is a huge honour to be representing Dr. Jacqueline on this flagship show, A Woman's Prerogative. It is a huge blessing for me because it will be 4 years that I've been delivering shows with Dr. Jacqueline, for Dr. Jacqueline, on USA Global TV and Radio since the 7th of July 2021. And it's a rare privilege to have watched and witnessed the growth of this channel and to still be here witnessing and being part of this amazing program. So a very big congratulations to Dr. Jacqueline on all of her amazing accomplishments and for expanding the team globally. I'm normally here with a full-time panelist, Reverend LYDIA FOUGERES, who comes in all the way from Canada. Unfortunately, she's on Reverend duties tonight, so she sends her sincere apologies for not being here. And so I will be doing this show on my own tonight. So that doesn't mean that you won't have scintillating insights and conversation during this episode. Before I get into the show, I'm known as the Harley Street Stress Expert, and I help people bust their stress. How do I do that? I work with root cause therapy and chakra psychology, how the mind and body connects and what happens to the person physically, emotionally, mentally when there's an imbalance. And the imbalance is the symptom, however it shows up, whether they're complaining about a relationship, personal or business, or a friendship, whether they're complaining or in a state of grieving, whether they have anger issues, whether they have sickness, anxiety, depression, or whether they have physical ache and pain. If somebody turns around and says they're not stressed, and then they're complaining about not being able to sleep or finding it difficult to get over a bereavement issue, or they're angry of something, that is how their stress is manifesting in their life. And so from that perspective, I work with the client in a very fast process to identify the root cause. So going into their blueprint to find the root cause of what created their stress in the first place. So I offer one-to-one sessions, either online, face-to-face, or in a group, online or in person. So you can arrange to make bookings with me, whether it be online or face-to-face, using nomorestress@live.co.uk, which is my email, or message me on LinkedIn, or message me on Facebook if you're watching from Facebook, or my phone number, which is +44 if you're international, 07523 120 189. And now to get into our topic, behind the mask, finding authenticity in modern friendships. In our world today, which makes us, or we believe that we have to perform and smile, and sometimes it leads us, even if we're in difficulty, to breaking point, because things we need to keep light and they get heavy in our normal lives. So what does it really mean to be a true friend? Pulling back the curtain on friendships, which we're going to explore raw, unfiltered, the kind that holds us up when we don't stand on our own. We'll talk about people who walk through storms with us, who drift away when skies darken, soul friends, who see us when our masks are off, when the walls are down, but they love us anyway. This isn't just a conversation about friendships. This is about how much courage it takes to be real, to have a pure connection when it falls apart. So let's begin. Let's explore friendships. Behind the mask, authenticity in modern friendships. So what does authenticity mean in friendship? And what does it mean to you personally? I want you to reflect on that as I talk about what it means to me to be in an authentic friendship. So what does it mean for you? And just in a moment, just consider your friendships that are around you and what friendships mean the most to you. To me, in an authentic friendship, what that means is I can be myself. I'm not putting a smile on. I'm not trying to be something I'm not. And sometimes I'm in a great space and in a good mood and everything is wonderful. And sometimes life throws me a curveball and life is difficult. And for me, being in an authentic friendship means that it's okay to be not okay in that friendship, in that space of not feeling on top of the world, not because I'm not in a great space with the friendship, but because life has thrown me a curveball. Life has been in a challenging situation, whatever that challenge is. It's really nice. An authentic friend, from my perspective, is one that is there with you when the things aren't going so well as when things are going well. Can you recall a time when a friend showed up for you when things weren't going well for you? And can you recall a time when things weren't going well for you and your friend didn't show up? I'd like to recount a personal story to you, and it happened in 2000. And I was in London living in London at the time, and I had a phone call from my mum at 3 a.m. It was the one weekend that I didn't go back to spend time with my family and be with my dad, who was very ill. And it was the one weekend that I decided, because my dad was in hospital, to go out with friends. And that phone call was the most devastating news I'd ever had. And that was, your father has gone. And the friends that were there, that stayed overnight, because I wasn't in the space of doing anything practical, I just wanted to get back to Birmingham. And my friend that was staying with me that night, she packed a bag for me and went round and found all the different things and packed a bag so that I could go with everything that I needed, because my mind wasn't thinking about it. That's what I would call an authentic friendship. Somebody who doesn't start thinking about themselves, but considers you're going through that difficult time. Also, just thinking about authenticity and friends showing up. When my brother passed away, which was in 2018, and I found out on the evening, my best friend, who I'd known from 5 years old, she came and knocked on the door the next day, the next morning. How does that work when I haven't seen her for a long time? And it's because she knew I needed support. And I feel that even though we hadn't stayed in touch and we hadn't been there all the time in each other's pockets and in conversation continuously and ringing each other up and being together because we were in different places, I was living in a different city, she was there when it mattered the most. And from my perspective, an authentic friend doesn't need to be in your pocket and be with you all of the time. They can be there when it matters, when you might need them most, or when they might need you the most. So consider how that affects you in terms of considering your authentic friendships and how your perspective of an authentic friendship is for you, and how that has shown up in your life. Have you realised that you've been with someone who I would call a fair weather friend? Do you know what I mean by a fair weather friend? Well, I used to work in marketing and PR, and we had in that environment lots of what I would call fair weather friends. There were people that showed up at networking events, and they were always considered and kind and friendly. It was what I would call the fair weather kind. You know, how are you? How's your week been? Isn't the weather wonderful? That's why we call, as Brits call them fair weather. That might be called different things in different countries. But in England, we would say a fair weather friend was somebody that was there when the chips are up, when you are feeling good. And when you interact in a social environment, in a group environment where everybody's friendly, smiley, you might even get a fair weather friend to give you a hug when they greet you. That doesn't mean to say that they're in your pocket. It doesn't mean to say that they're there all the time. If you meet them in a networking environment, or if you meet them globally online, or if you are in a community, they will always be kind and thoughtful and considered and sensitive in their response and their conversation. Fair weather, I would say, is filled with a lot of small talk. What is small talk? Well, small talk is when you're not really talking about a lot that is important. The small talk is the talk that you can do to engage in conversation without getting too deep in conversation. I remember when I was doing a lot of networking in London that I would be able to, we called it work the room, and I would be able to work the room and say hello to probably most of the people there that I knew, and I would probably within an hour have spoken to at least 20 people. Now that's quite hard work if you're getting into very deep and meaningful conversations. So fair weather is the smile, it's the wave, it's the hug, and it's the light conversation. If somebody asks you, how are you? They're not expecting, especially if things are not going well, they're not expecting you to tell them how everything is really bad. So small talk, keeping it light and keeping it easy to converse. It might be, how's business? Have you been busy? And they might say, yeah, middle to so-so, or yes, it's been okay, could always do with a bit more. These are very standard conversation responses, and also it's very easy to move forward and say, oh, I've just seen somebody else over there that I need to catch up with, let's catch up later. So fair weather is an easy, reliable, small talk conversation, somebody who's there in fair weather times. Now, if you speak to a fair weather friend and you're going into deep and meaningful conversations, it's always a very British custom to say, hi, how are you? And most people are expecting a response back saying, oh, I'm great, I'm fine, everything's good, I'm cool. If you respond to that by saying, oh, this has happened, that's happened, and this didn't work, and that's upset me, and I'm having a terrible time in business, I've had an awful time in a partnership or a relationship, they are then thrown. And it's not what they're expecting. So understand where your fair weather friends are and understand where it is in terms of when they're asking, are you okay? They're not expecting, if you're not okay or have been in challenged times, to be responding, telling them all about your challenged times. Wow, we've already reached the point of our commercial break. So we're just going to break for a very short commercial break. If you're on the live or the replay, please come back. It's a short commercial break and we will continue with our topic, Behind the Mask, Finding Authenticity in Modern Relationships. Bye-bye for now and see you after our short commercial break.
Get ready to wear the brand that's changing the world of media. Introducing the official USA Global TV and Radio online store. From our TV show hosts to our incredible global guests, you asked, we delivered. Rep your appearance with pride. Whether you've been on air, hosted a show, or tuned in, we have something just for you. Visit us at usaglobaltvradioshoп.myspreadshop.com and start shopping today. Check back frequently. We're dropping fresh new designs all the time. Showcase your role in our global community. These designs celebrate your voice, your story, your presence. It's more than just merchandise. It's a movement of hope, inspiration, education, and elevated listening. Head to usaglobaltvradioshoп.myspreadshop.com. Your spotlight awaits. USA Global TV and Radio. Elevate your style. Elevate the world.
Hello and welcome back to USA Global TV and Radio. You are watching A Woman's Prerogative in partnership with E360 TV. A warm welcome to our viewers that have just joined us on the live or the replay. If you've missed the first part, please do catch up on our first part of the show. We are exploring Behind the Mask, Finding Authenticity in Modern Relationships. I want to rejoin our conversation and our exploration with a quote. Fake friends are like shadows. They follow you in the sun, but leave you in the dark. And that quote is by Unknown. So let's continue our exploration, exploring the layers. Why do we sometimes wear masks, even with close friends? Well, I have some some personal perspective on that. And that is that when I was in marketing and PR particularly, and when I was in management, even though things were difficult and I was in a challenging situation in those types of roles, I would have to be what I would call on performance and wearing the smile. There is a saying in when we're watching dramas or when we're watching films, and in the media world, and certainly I've seen it in bar work as well, where you're front-facing in front of the public, that no matter what is going on, you wear your smile and you paint your smile. The show must go on. And this is what happens when you can be in friendships. I remember an instance where when I was very young, and I was always a very cheery little soul and always smiling and laughing and cracking jokes. And I remember one time that there was some challenges. I can't remember what they were, but I was feeling quite stressed. It might have been exams. And I remember somebody saying to me, "What's the matter with your face?" Have you ever had that? Have you ever had somebody turn around and say something like that to you? "What's the matter with your face?" Put a smile on it. And when you are feeling down or not feeling out of sorts or not feeling great, and somebody turns around and says that to you, that's a friend, that would feel very challenging and very difficult. And from that experience, and I wasn't very old, I think I must have been in the senior school at the time, probably in my early teens. And I remember thinking, I'm just going to hide when I don't feel okay. I'm going to stay hidden or not socialize until I feel okay again, when I'm not stressed. And it was certainly a behavior that I did for a very, very long time until I started doing the work that I do now, which has been over the last 25 years. And things that can happen in your childhood, like "What's the matter with your face?" Put a smile on it. When you're not feeling okay, that friend could have said something like, "Oh, you don't seem so happy today. What's the problem? What's going on for you?" Instead, they told me to change my face and put a smile on it. I'll never forget it, and I can't remember who said it to me, and does it matter that in our early teens and in our childhood, statements like that can have a huge impact in our lives. And so we paint the smile, even though we don't feel the smile, and even though we don't feel happy. And so this can, if something like that has happened to you in your childhood and in your early teens, this is probably where it comes from. Also, if we feel we need to be happy all of the time, and we need to be the joker, be the clown, and be the one that's always upbeat and positive, where is it that we have our downtime in that friendship? And I would question, is that friendship that you're feeling that you have to be in a performance authentic? So let's look at signs when a friendship is sincere and supportive. And I'd like to give you another quote. "A friend is someone who knows all about you and still loves you." Albert Hubbard. So when we do have our challenging times, or when things are not going well, or maybe we've had a difficulty in a relationship, or maybe we've gone through a marriage crisis, or separation, or divorce, or a bereavement, or just plain challenged in terms of stressful situations, events, circumstances, business, personal, whatever it is, and you feel okay to be not okay. And when times are challenging you, that your friend comes out and supports you, even if you might be wrong, or even if you're not being what they think you should be, they're there supporting you through the high days and the low days. The impact of social media has changed the way that we perceive or perform friendships in a massive way. I remember when I first joined Facebook, it was back in 2007. when it first was formed in terms of being available for public consumption. I remember joining it and thinking, oh, I'll connect with all of my friends. And that's what I thought it was. I'll connect with all of my friends. And it was very easy to build the friendships, and it was very easy to build the connections because I had a lot of friends in different parts of the country and different parts of the world, because I'd done a lot of training in different parts of the world. And so I had people that had come in from my school days, from different communities that I belonged to, from the US, because I'd done a lot of work and training in America. And I also found that the different communities I belonged to, it was really easy to build up quite a large network of friends. And this is what I want to just touch on, the word friends. And now, more importantly, I use Facebook as more of a business medium in terms of connecting with people that might be interested in my services, and also connecting with other people that have similar types of businesses and work, or people that might need my services, or people that I connect with through my networking, through my business professional networking. So now the term friend has changed. And I know quite a few people around the same sort of age as me and a bit younger that have smaller, much smaller groups of friends on their Facebook, because it is what they see, that what they deem as genuine friends that they know, that they've known for a long time, and people that they connect with, and it's much more personal. And I have been accused of having a large social media following. I've got over 6,000 followers, and I've now got a business profile because I use it for business. And that has changed the meaning of a friend. And that changes the meaning in terms of your perception as well as my perception of what a friendship is. So our changed global times of friendship can mean different things. Now, some people are using Facebook and it's only for genuine friends that they've known, that they know physically and they've connected with. And yet I've had friendships through Facebook, through social media, that are in different places, in different parts of the country, different parts of the world that I've never met. And yet we have incredible heart-to-heart and fully connected conversations. What do I mean by that? I mean that I've not met them, I've not physically even touched them because I've not met them in the physical world. And yet we can sing from the same hymn sheet, we can collaborate, we've had conversations that are really deep and meaningful. So I feel that from my perspective, even though I have a large following and I'm in lots of different communities on Facebook, I found a really wonderful, deep and meaningful range of connections and friendships from an online capacity that I never ever thought would be possible. And I certainly feel in our changed times of when the world shut down through our pandemic and our times from March 2020, we have changed how we socialize, how we connect, and I've gone much more online than I ever thought I ever would, even updating my technology, even coming online and doing this show and joining a global channel. And my perspective of friendships from the online world has changed, and I've developed many wonderful friendships through this channel, USA Global TV and Radio, with people of the other side of the world, and I still feel very connected to them. So even though I haven't met them, and I've met a few of them now, even though I haven't met many of the people that I've connected with globally on social media, there is a huge, heartfelt and authentic connection. So things are different now. It doesn't mean that you have to be there physically, that you can be there for the person through Messenger, if you're on Facebook, through the LinkedIn channels, which has a private messaging facility, and through all different forms of social media. I've had wonderful messenger conversations with people that have just literally dropped in my window and said the most beautiful things. And that only happened to me just a few days ago, last week. Somebody I'd known for a little while and met quite some time ago in the normal world, and he reconnected with me through a post. And now we've been chatting and sending some wonderful, heartfelt messages. And it's changed my feeling and my perspective, and also changed theirs as well. So who says online friendships don't work? I think that online friendships do work in the capacity. If you're prepared to put the work in, and if you're prepared to do the text messaging, and you can even audio call now on the different messaging platforms. And so from my perspective, the online friendships mean just as much as a physical friendship, face-to-face, somebody that you know from a face-to-face capacity. So let's look at the impact of adversity. Through the tough times, true friendships can be shown. True friendships can reveal themselves, or they might disappear. And here's another quote for you. Hard times will always reveal your true friendships by a name. And as I shared with you earlier on, the friendships that came in when there were challenge times for me really showed me I didn't have to be on top of the world and making people laugh and having fun, that just because something was going wrong in my world or there were some challenges, they were still there for me. The most beautiful discovery true friends make is that they can grow separately without growing apart. Elizabeth Foley. I think that's really beautiful because I've changed a hell of a lot over the years. I've gone from leaving school and going to college, and so I had friendships at school, friendships at college, and then I was a baker and confectioner and a pastry chef when I first left school in management, and then I worked in retail in management, and then I moved into marketing and PR. And in each of those areas, I had communities of friendships, and I still am friends with some of those people from way, way back when I was in infant school. And that's what I feel a true friendship is, somebody who's with you through your changes, through the changes of your life, and through the changes of time. I've had friends that have even changed with me, that have studied complementary therapies, and I didn't even know that they were into it. They didn't know that I was into it, and we've like rekindled the friendship after many years, and they are in the same space. It's funny, isn't it, how we can be different and at the same time still come together. And the difference actually creates more of a bonding in friendships. Here's another quote for you. Lots of people want to ride with you in the limo when you want someone who will take the bus with you when the limo breaks down. Oprah Winfrey. One final one I want to share with you is soul friendships and lifelong bonds. What makes a soul friendship and how rare are they? Well, I've had many what I would call soul friendships, and soul friendships are there because there's something much deeper inside that connects you, and you can't kind of work out what it is or how it happens, but you just sing from the same hymn sheet. And I have many soul friendships that's both with men and with women and young people as well. I've connected with a huge amount of young people that are consciously and aware in terms of how they live and their education, and they're consciously evolving in their own behaviours and their own journey. And I love the fact that they're consciously alive and living in our changed and uncertain times. And what I think is really beautiful is that they're moving with the times and exploring things that weren't really there 30, 40 years ago in the same way that they are today. A true friendship isn't about being inseparable. It's being separated and nothing changes. And I feel I've shared with you quite a number of instances where friendships can be there. You don't have to be with them every week, every month, every day. They don't have to be in your space physically, and they don't have to be chatting to you every day. And yet, when something happens, you become inseparable. If it means that they are there when it matters, when it truly matters for you and for them. And so that's what a true friendship is from my perspective, and from the perspective of many people that have looked at and discovered and been in friendships. It might be that you just have one really special friend, and it might be that you have many special friends. It might be that you're not a person that connects very easily with friends. What I would recommend that you do is nurture your authentic friendships in today's fast-paced world. Whether you be in a place of illness or grief, or your social circle shrinks dramatically, someone wins a major success and recognition, and friends grow distant or jealous. Notice where your friends are. It's been an absolute pleasure to explore authenticity in friendships. Behind the mask, authenticity in modern friendships. Take off the mask and make space, the kind of connection that lasts. Until next time, stay kind, stay true, and stay connected. It's been my pleasure to deliver our exploration today on authenticity in friendships. I'm Caroline HEWARD. You can reach me on No More Stress at live.co.uk, or call, if you're international, +44. If you're local, 07523 120 189. And I look forward to helping you bust your stress and identify the patterns that create your stress in your world. Download our app, USA Global TV and Radio, and be part of the global family, bringing hope, education, inspiration, and storytelling. We are available on Amazon, Fire, Roku, Android, Apple TV, TikTok, X, and many, many more. I look forward to seeing you next week at the same time, which is 7 p.m. British summertime, and it's really hot here in the summer, and 2 p.m. Eastern time. And hopefully Reverend Lydia, our full-time panelist, will be with us, and hopefully she won't be on Reverend duties next week. Thank you very much for listening, whether you're on the live or the replay, and a very big thank you to our executive producer in the background doing all the whizzy effects, Heather. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you next Monday. Bye-bye for now.
In a world craving connection, one platform dared to dream bigger. USA Global TV and Radio, a beacon for global voices, authentic storytelling, and elevated listening. Led by visionary Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck, the journey from a spark to a global force is now captured in one inspiring book. Honored with YouTube's Silver Creator Award for surpassing 100,000 subscribers. Discover the evolution, the challenges, the triumphs, and the unstoppable spirit that created a global movement. Executive producer Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang. Creative director Paul Garcia. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication, or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited. Now an Amazon #1 new release in paperback and ebook. Broadcasting Brilliance, the evolution of USA Global TV and Radio, is inspiring readers around the world. Join the movement that's redefining global media one story at a time.
From the magical world of the amazing adventures of Lady Ella comes a heartwarming new journey filled with kindness, courage, and compassion. Lady Ella, the beloved ladybug and listening mentor, is back, and this time she is not alone. Meet her brave and thoughtful brother, Lord Jack. Together, they take flight on their very first kindness adventure. Along the way, they meet 3 new friends in need: a duck feeling discouraged, a mouse struggling to be understood, and a busy little bee who's completely lost. But with the power of elevated listening and simple acts of kindness, Lady Ella and Lord Jack show us how understanding and empathy can make the biggest difference in someone's day. Written by Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck, the listening mentor, this 9th book in the best-selling Lady Ella series teaches children ages 5 to 10 the essential skills of listening, kindness, and etiquette. Now available for pre-order on Amazon. Scan the QR code and order your copy today.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honoured to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/USA-Global-TV. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Music by Johnny Dyes. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative Direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Copyright 2025. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.